unblindfold as Varus and Kaji reach the top of the steps, and Varus and Kaji, both of you give me stealth rolls.
I was gonna do that anyway, so that works.
9. I think I have negative stealth.
Let's see, 17. Let me
Oh, I
pop
got a
this out
10.
the screen. 17, 19 total.
10.
You both reach the top of the steps, and you're greeted to a very, very claustrophobic second floor with stripped down to the bare essentials. There is another door here that seems to lead to an overlooking balcony. A roofed balcony, as you can see that the rain isn't hitting the windows of the second floor. And you see a mass, presumably Carlotta, underneath a blanket on a bed in the dark on the other side of the room.
What do you mean by presumably?
It appears to be her. You can see from this distance, it is roughly her shape, and you can only see, of course, like her hair from here, because the rest of her is concealed by the blanket. But it does resemble her.
Resemble? I don't like the word choice.
I'm gonna kind of motion to Kaji to walk a couple more steps down. Walk back down a couple more steps, and then follow him. And then, almost we're at a point where, like, I'm assuming this is a rail, right? Almost at the point where our heads are over it, I'm gonna kind of like stomp on a couple steps, and like, hello, Carlotta. To almost make noise if I can, without going like all the way up. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I'm actually gonna make this, Varus. Give me a performance roll.
Performance. Oh God.
No.
10.
You stomp. How loudly do you think you're stomping?
Almost as if like I were walking up the steps carefree, like not trying to alert anybody, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Like if I were just casually walking up the steps as if it were my own house, maybe.
You. How does Kaji react to this?
I'm just kind of like. Is he? Are you walking up the stairs, or are you just stomping?
I maybe walked up a step or two, but that's about it.
Okay, I'm just gonna be like right behind him, just like observing. Can I see over the rail?
From there, you're probably about head level with the floor.
Okay. I think I'm
but
gonna.
You can see the foot of the bed.
Okay, I think I'm gonna. How far do I gotta be to be able to like see? Not like the entire bed, but just enough where I can see if she like moves or whatever.
Furthest down the steps you could be is probably the third or second step from the top.
Okay. Okay, I'm just gonna like chill just like right behind the step that Varus is on for now.
Varus, you stomp, you prance, you're carefree. There is no reaction.
I'm gonna go up the steps. Nothing. Oh. Doesn't seem to be alert.
Be wary. Something's not right.
Is there anything that like we can see maybe on either of these that we're able to pick up and maybe toss at her?
You look around for something to toss at her, and you notice, thanks to a reflection from the window, from the moonlight streaming in through the window, you see a glint of something at the bottom of the bed. There's a little bottle. The bottle is separate of the cork that is meant to hold whatever is inside, and the contents of the bottle are empty.
Can I like sniff it? I don't know.
Give me a perception roll, Kaji.
I'm gonna pick up the cork and toss it
My
at Carlotta.
perception's dog shit. Oh, my perception's dog shit. Come on, come on, come on. Ah, 3.
Varus, are you taking the bottle out of Kaji's hand as he's sniffing it?
No, didn't you say the cork and bottle were separate?
Are you throwing the cork?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Varus, give me a dexterity roll.
Gets a nat 20 and just like obliterates her with a cork.
Hole through her head. 10. I think I have a +2 in that. Yeah, so 12.
You pick up the cork, and Kaji, you bring the bottle to your nose. The moment that you inhale through your nose whatever was in this bottle, your olfactory senses, your nostrils, are assaulted in the same way your throat would be when you down a strong drink. You are immediately repulsed by the smell. It is rancid. It smells like an open grave. Varus, you toss the cork. It actually bounces off of the very hem of the top of the blanket, and you watch it bounce and roll until it falls in between the blanket and the tufts of hair. Both of you give me a perception roll.
Perception.
I believe I got a
fuck.
16.
I got a 9.
Yeah,
Kaji?
16.
Kanji, you are a little bit, you are still reeling from smelling that horrible smell, to really get a full grasp of what's happening. Varus, when you throw the cork and you watch it not only hit her, but like land presumably on her face, you wait for a sign of a stir, anything. And as you listen, you're disturbed by the realization that you don't even hear her breathing.
I'm gonna go up and check her pulse.
Do you tug the blanket away from her face?
Yes, I shall.
You pull the blanket away, and you see that Carlotta is not lying comfortably in this bed. Her limbs are rigid, and her posture is that of stress. Her arms are sort of locked in place over her chest, as if she's trying to hold something, but whatever it is she's trying to hold is no longer in her grasp. Her eyes are wide. She stares up at the ceiling, and there is a thick green sludge, like smeared as if by a lazy finger across her forehead. As you check her pulse, you find that she has a pulse, but it is a slow and dangerously unsteady pulse.
This isn't good, Kaji. She needs help now.
What do you think is wrong with her?
I don't know. And while saying that, I'm gonna kind of take my dagger and almost like brush it up against the green sludge to kind of pick some of it up, if that's possible.
Give me a medicine check.
I got a +2 in medicine. 15.
Good roll.
15. Varus, in this moment of complete shock, and you grab your dagger and you go for what is easily the most important place for you to go right now. You glide your blade, of course, by the dull side, over her forehead, and you smear away enough of the green sludge that you watch. She begins to. You begin to hear like a gurgling in her throat, and as the green sludge comes off of her forehead, most of it plopped onto your blade that you lift away from her head. You hear her. She seems to like choke back into life, blinking, her eyes watering, and she looks up at you in horror.
I'm gonna put my dagger on this thing and kind of help her sit up.
You help her sit up. She continues to choke.
Can I possibly roll for, what would it be? Maybe what would be kind of seeing her current state? Like is there anything that I can do to kind of like that I can see that might be helpful, you know, with like past knowledge, maybe medicinally or.
I would say give me an investigation check.
Okay. That's what I was originally gonna ask for, but I wasn't too sure. 10 plus 2, I believe. Yes, so 12.
12. You don't seem to. It's extremely difficult for you to know how to help her if you do not first know what it is, what her ailment is. And I'm afraid with a 12, that's all I can tell you.
Kaji, is there any importance to that bottle? Like when you smelled it, did it smell like anything in specific? I know you made a.
Can I make a check to like, does that smell remind me of anything in the bottle?
You may either give me a history roll or a nature roll.
What's better?
You,
I have a much
Gills,
better
are you
history.
coming upstairs?
Yeah, well.
I have much better history. The history roll. Come
I
on,
think
come
at
on,
this
come on, come
point,
on.
Uriel's not so
16
I'd like to-
plus 4, 20.
I'm gonna
natural
stay down
20.
here with this thing on my leg.
I tippy-toe up the stairs, and I kind of peek over the ledge. Hey, guys, what's going on up there?
What was that roll, Kaji?
Unnatural 20.
Unnatural 20, and this was on nature or history?
History.
History. Kaji, that smell does remind you of something. When you were younger, and when you were welcomed into the Bright family estate in Solaria, you were taught many means of self-defense by the maesters and the lord sword masters of Solaria. Many of these matters of self-defense were with blades. Oftentimes you were educated in the methods of defending yourself with your fledgling flame. But one lesson in particular that sticks out to you in memory is a lesson that you learned in combating, as royal families often have to do, assassination attempts. And in such learning, you were taught, you were given a chance to smell a smell that you recognize from this bottle, the deadly plant, the nightshade.
Mm, hello.
Hello?
Hello?
Okay, I just want to make sure it's kind of. So I know it's a nightshade. Do I know what poison? Or I assume it's poison, but do I know in the self-defense class was I taught how to like counteract it or deal with it, or
Um, you were.
mm,
Kaji would have been taught that if the antidote, if the nightshade antidote is not already prepared, the only means of survival would be to create an alternate airway and fast.
gotcha. Thanks, Carson.
Absolutely. What does Gil say from the top of the stairs?
Hey, what's happening here, guys?
A lot of bad news.
Carlotta, seems something's happened.
Vars, quickly. I need you to listen to me very quickly and very carefully. All right.
Mhm.
If what happened or isn't was from this bottle reeks of nightshade, right?
Mhm.
That is not good at all. The only way to counteract this without a carefully prepared antidote is to make an alternate airway.
Carlotta begins to turn
Her
purple.
lungs.
I
You gotta
think
make
I
an
can,
alternate airway so she can breathe.
I think I can help with that. I have a decent amount of experience in medicine.
All right.
Um, do I need something for this, Carson? Like, do I need a
First, I must
utensil?
know what it is you intend to do.
I'm trying to make an alternative. I'm guessing it
Airway.
needs to be a. Okay, what exactly is her problem? She needs
She's
an alternative
Airway.
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 Does
Yes.
is it because her lungs are inflated?
It's because nightshade.
You would hearing Kaji mention Nightshade. It feels almost futile to ask this, Tyrael, but give me a nature roll.
Okay.
Can I also do the same as another person from the forest?
Can he give me assistance?
Advantage.
Advantage?
Which would you like to do, Vars? Would you like to do this for yourself, or would you like to help Tyrael understand the?
We'll help Tyrael.
Okay, Tyrael, roll with advantage.
Oh god. So that was a 8.
An 8.
Yes.
Tyrael, you would recognize that you know what Nightshade is, and you know that you are right to think that perhaps the lungs are inflated. But it seems that this Nightshade was ingested orally, and the swelling is in Carlotta's throat.
Can I make a medicine roll to know what to do? I don't have a medical degree, Carson.
While also doing that,
Um,
can I inspect the green gabagoo on my dagger and see if maybe that's the antidote?
Is it like? Sorry, I'll let you take care of them first.
Sure, Tyrael, give me a medicine roll.
Okay. Okay, guys, better rolls.
You keep rolling my dice.
Oh,
Roll,
what?
roll,
Oh, I am
roll,
rolling
roll,
your
roll,
dice.
roll.
Oh, thank God, natural 20.
Let's go!
Natural 20.
Yes.
Tyrael, if if Carlotta's neck is swelling from the inside from the nightshade poison, you are either going to have to create another opening in her neck for her to breathe through, or you're going to have to administer an antidote.
Okay, so I would presumably know how to do the extra airway in her neck without killing her.
That'd be a medicine roll.
You
Gonna die either way.
you are far more experienced in the killing part, but you are running out of time to make a decision.
Can I
I'm gonna
inspect the gabagoo?
attempt to make an airway.
Before you, the more I'm gonna focus my attention on the more pressing matter at hand, Isaiah, and say, Tyrael, give me a medicine roll once more.
Can I ask Kaji to help me?
Yep.
What do you ask Kaji to do?
More like hold her down and like
Hold
hold
her
her steady so I can work.
Ah, okay, Kaji. Do you help?
Oh yeah, I'll help.
Okay.
100%.
Carlotta struggles as you hold her down, and Tyrael, you may make a medicine roll with advantage.
Okay, not great.
I got a 16. Oh, was I supposed to roll?
So I have a 12.
Give me a sleight of hand roll, also with advantage.
Okay. Oh God.
Ooh, it does with advantage.
Oh God.
Oh no.
Six. A
Can we
six and a
scum save?
12.
Can we scum save?
Tyrael, for your sleight of hand roll, you reach over with your what are you using to make this hole?
I guess an
Did
arrow.
you accept one of the daggers? Oh, an arrow?
An arrow. Yeah, I'm gonna use an arrow. Yes.
An arrow. Okay.
Is my dagger thinner than an arrow? 'Cause it might be better for
Probably not.
Not thinner than Tyrael's arrow.
Okay.
Tyrael, you bring your arrow to Carlotta's neck, and you begin to puncture a hole to allow for Carlotta to breathe. You tear the skin, and you create an airway, but with that sleight of hand roll, I would say that you find that your arrow hits something within her skin. You hear a break inside, and blood begins to pour. And with that medicine roll, Carlotta, her breath becomes more airy. She does initially start to breathe through this hole. You see a little bit of hope in her eyes. The arrowhead snaps off inside of her neck, and the blood begins to drown her.
I make a medicine roll to try to fix this.
I assume what you want to do is try to get the arrowhead out of her.
I want to try to get the arrowhead out of her and pray to God that it wasn't an artery that I hit, and that I can stop the bleeding so she does not drown from bleeding.
Can we like? Sorry.
There is no roll required, Tyrael. You reach up and you attempt to fix Uh,
Just
you
did.
attempt to save her, to find that she, although the fight has not left you, Carlotta has run out of fight. Uh, and paler than any person should be, Carlotta collapses, lifeless, onto the bed.
Is her brother just downstairs chilling with me this whole time?
Shit.
Mindzel. We take a moment to step downstairs. Mindzel, how are you getting acquainted with your magic friend?
I was gonna ask, can I try and like pry him off a little bit with my glaive, like gently?
I
Pry
would
off
let you roll
branches.
that if you hadn't rolled a nat 1 on your athletics.
Alright,
Um,
fair enough. He's tightly on there, gotcha.
you
What if I roll nat 20 to pry him off?
go for it. The DC is 20.
Oh. No.
A 15 and then a 3. So, as you're looking at the magic, Galorp walks up to you. She looks up at you from the floor, and she adjusts her glasses on her nose. Now, from where do you hail, Dragonborn?
I'm just a traveler, just going from town to town as of right now.
Down to town. Have you seen anything of note on your journeys?
Not really. I've mostly been traveled a good bit at sea.
At sea. How is it that you
Yes.
found yourself in the Archmage's company?
Well, I was aboard a ship that was attacked, and the Archmage, saved the people around us as we fought, and I just ended up with this group of travelers as well.
Mindzel, give me an insight roll.
God damn, dude, my rolls suck. Um, yeah, 5.
As you tell, uh, as you explain this to Galorp, you see her eyes widen and her mouth curl up into a smile, and she beams at you, and she says, "Oh yes, I had forgotten all about that. Oh, that must have been something for you to endure. Um, you you don't strike me as much of a soldier. You know, you seem far too young for that. Uh, but you certainly didn't treat it like it was your first combat.
Well, I'm quite experienced. Did a lot of training.
My. Well, I do wish you the best of luck, as I'm told that the Archmage is training can be quite a handful.
It has been thus far.
Jory was watching silently, as he always is, when his attention drifts towards the stairs. As he moves to go up the stairs, Galorp turns and she like smacks her cane against the wood of the floor, which he, slowly gets his attention. And she just, looking at him very sternly, she says, "I think you best wait to see. I think you best wait before going up there." He looks up the stairs, but he backs off. Um, Carlotta falls limp, dead, onto her bed. What's going on up here, guys?
Guys,
Shit.
is she dead?
Yep.
Who is she?
She was the herbalist, right? She was an herbalist.
Sister to the beast. That mutation we've been traveling with.
I believe she asked us to find her. I wasn't here when she asked us to find him, but
You all hear the door creak downstairs.
I close her eyes.
Nightshade, Nightshade.
Is there any like distinct thing that is currently on Carlotta's person that like maybe that I can kind of see that maybe Jory would possibly recognize or something?
Nightshade, Nightshade.
Something that distinguishes her.
Yeah.
You give me another investigation roll. And also, I'm not sure if you're aware, Andrew, but Wilben has arrived.
6.
With the 6, you see that around her neck, she wears a necklace. It is a finely carved from bone. It appears you're unsure of the origin of the bone, but she has a sort of like a bone carving of a pointed nosed head with sprawling antlers. That would probably Jory would surely recognize.
How?
I'm gonna gently take it off of her then.
Hey Carson.
Hello.
Does the so I learned about the Nightshade being a poison and how to protect against it in the Solarian Kingdom. Is Nightshade like a commonly used
That was
poison
my
around?
exact question.
Is it a commonly used potion around like the whole of the world, or is it like native to Solarian and more common there?
Give me a nature roll.
Can I
Wow.
do that as well,
Fuck.
actually?
Sure.
Oh, I got a +2. It's not bad.
Okay, come on. Okay, that's not horrible. 16.
16.
Let's go.
Dual 16s.
Let's go.
Why couldn't I get a
Um,
16 for the last rolls, huh? Why does she have to be dead?
I would say that both of you having the same train of thought, as is a natural train of thought, both of you, Tyrael, for the reason of being such a well traveled wanderer and having, Tyrael, you spent time in the Wild Stretch, which is perhaps the agricultural center of the realm. You learned much of different herbs and plants, those that could kill you and those that could help you stay alive in your treacherous journeys. And Kaji, of course, with your Solarian roots. Nightshade is not so much regarded as a poison. There are certainly there are things that people with malicious intentions create, and those are called poisons. Those are alchemical poisons. I'm gonna slip this into your drink, and you're not going to know, and you're going to drink it, and you're going to die. Nightshade is almost like an elementary plant. It has a poisonous effect on those who touch it, and certainly to those who consume it.
Touch it.
It's not commonly used to kill people because it has that rancid smell, even for people who don't study herbology in this way, can sometimes realize not to ingest it, which makes it all the stranger why Carlotta, who is an expert in these things, would ever deem to put it in her mouth.
There's no way she put it in her mouth by herself. I'd imagine.
This doesn't make any sense.
No, it doesn't.
Poison is a
Can-
coward's weapon. There's not a ton of people that I've met that use it.
Not only
Especially
that, but-
Nightshade.
But Nightshade is so identifiable. Not only poisoners doing, but like I would imagine an amateur would use Nightshade. Or at least someone that doesn't do it often.
Is there a possibility that she drank it herself?
I can't imagine she'd do that. I didn't meet her, but if she was expecting to meet her brother, why would she kill herself before that?
Why would someone kill her?
I don't know.
Varys, was there any indication that she was in trouble, or that someone was hunting her, or...
To my knowledge, don't recall.
Why don't we ask about her?
I don't think he can talk very well.
I don't think he has a face, does he?
We could figure out something.
Sure can try.
Well, I'm open to ideas.
I'm going to interject with this now because I realize I forgot. Vars, give me an Arcana roll to inspect the green sludge.
Abagoo.
Also, I think
Gabagool.
Andrew wants to talk, but he's not saying anything.
I'm here. I'm just waiting for the pan back.
Can I also do Arcana on the goo?
Let's all do Arcana on the go.
Flat
Okay.
4.
I got +4 Arcana.
Well, aside from Kaji, do you know about the Gabagoo material?
Do I know about the
You weren't here
Gabagool?
to see it.
That roll was a 4.
Mm-hmm.
It looks like if you put it in your mouth, it would be all sticky.
Can I do a Arcana roll on the
And,
You know
Gabagoo?
what
and
this
do
is,
I know
Kofi?
of the Gabagoo?
No, I want to see it.
Gabagoo.
All right, guys, let's roll initiative to see who gets to get to the green sludge first.
Varys!
I got a
Uh,
7. That's
I
all.
asked
11.
Kofi.
I reach out my hands over to Varys, you know, in the pleading little way.
Hey, roll. What'd you get?
Hey, you
What'd
gotta
get?
roll.
Yeah.
Like
we
the
gotta
rest of
roll here.
us?
And I'm gonna roll for Kafif.
I was gonna say we can't ignore that I specifically asked Kofi first.
No
Twenty.
way!
Of
Guys,
course he got a 20.
You gotta
The
be
stupidest
kidding
thing.
me.
Natural 20.
Oh my
The stupidest thing
God.
possible.
Put
got my
your rolls
goal.
in the chat. Put your rolls in the chat. Put your rolls
I
in
got
the
an
chat.
11.
The Gabagoo. Varys.
Kafif got the worst roll.
That seems appropriate, if I'm being honest.
What did Kafif get?
He got a
9.
6.
Oh, we got a 6. No.
Kafif, you show the green sludge to Kafif, and he goes,
let me consult my knowledge of the past.
he puts one finger on his temple and he closes his eyes. And then Gills runs up and he says, let me get a look at this. Gills, give me an Arcana roll.
Can I use the D20s about Arcana roll?
Nope.
I got a 12. Wait,
That's
let me check what I did.
I was gonna say.
No, I got
plus
11.
four.
11, sorry.
11. Gills, you would not recognize whatever this is. But you would see that it is it reminds you a little bit of how to put this. It reminds you a little bit of puke, which you've seen a lot in your line of work. or at least your previous line of work, in the sense of the consistency of it. Essentially, whatever this is, it doesn't look edible, and but that's about all you know. So I guess going down the initiative, Kaji, may make an Arcana roll.
Ah, I got a 9. Wait, 8.
Kaji, you do not glean any additional information from the green sludge.
I got a 15.
You bitch.
Material. You got a 15 on Arcana.
Yep.
God damn it.
One moment.
What the fuck?
No
All
way
right.
did Clippy just get a 17.
All right.
Did the goo get a 17?
Material. Oh fuck! Give me 1 second. Give me 1 second.
Yeah.
I have to
We're all-
rewrite the whole story.
We're all,
What?
we're all
What?
we're all crowded around this little goo pan, like a bunch of like children that are like poking the bug that they found on the ground.
He has to rewrite the story?
Material.
So curious.
You were once in the company of a man who bragged about having harvested the venom of a basilisk. You recognize in the congestion of this material that same moss thick streaks of black and green, and you deduce that wherever Varus got this, because you did not see where it was before he put it onto his blade, but you would imagine that this is a salve, commonly referred to as paralysis salve, that inflicts the same effect that a basilisk might should you encounter one, which is total and utter petrification.
Do not touch that. Have you touched that?
Can I touch
I
that?
have not.
Do not touch it. It's some sort of
Kafip opens his eyes.
It is paralysis salve.
yes, that exactly. If you put it on your finger or you touch it, it could have the same effect on you. So when she was paralyzed when she was poisoned, most likely then.
Interesting.
Kaji, can I see that bottle for a second?
Of course.
I'm gonna put it inside the bottle.
Now,
What's that about?
you are going to attempt to put the salve from the dagger into the bottle.
Uh-huh.
This, you're essentially performing surgery here. Give me a sleight of hand roll.
Isaiah, if you fail this, you could be paralyzed.
Like, is this like a permanent paralysis?
Oh, thank
15.
My
Sleight of
God.
hand, 17.
God. Thank
Well,
God.
DC
Varus,
20. I'm just kidding.
whoever is going around naming all the tokens, thank you so much.
All the tokens?
Writing little notes on the tokens, I love that.
Okay.
Kaji, you are smooth with your words and with your hands. You now possess a bottle of paralysis salve.
oh,
Grab the cork and plug it up.
Do you mind if I hold on to that?
Sure.
I'll
Give
I'll,
me.
I'll give Tariel a concerning look, as if I don't really trust her that well.
Varus, give me an insight roll.
A nat 20.
A nat 20.
Yeah.
This is a moment where I would like to extend the power of the power of interactivity. I'd like to shine a light on how, we're playing a game where I'm the DM, but ultimately we're all telling this story together, right? So, Tyrael, Alex,
yes.
as Tyrael asks to hold on to the paralysis salve, and and he hands it over to you. Could you do me the honor of giving more accurately, giving Varus an idea of why it is that Tyrael wants this and what it means to her to have a tool like this in her arsenal?
So, I would say there's 3 reasons that she wants this. One is because she's experienced with deadly creatures and animals quite a lot, so she's intrigued of what this is, which kind of leads into the second one. She wants to figure out what it is exactly, like what animal it precisely comes from, or what plant, creature, whatever it is,
Wait,
or
we know
what
what it
medicine
comes
it
from, don't we?
is. And the third thing is that she thinks it will be a good weapon that she can use to kill people with.
Varus, you, in a strange sort of what is that? Help me. What is that sensation called where you feel like deja vu? Deja vu. In a weird sort of deja vu like moment as you hand this bottle off to Tyrael, you gleam her just from her expression, all of those things that Alex just described, the interest, the genuine interest in what creature this could have come from, and how useful of a tool this will be. But also, that third part sticks out in your mind as you're reminded of the events of just about an hour or two ago. The conflict that erupted at the height of the Ettercap conflict. And I'm not asking for anything from you, Varus, but I just think on a natural 20 insight roll, this is a thought that Varus cannot help but be struck with.
I would say that there is no expression, there's no direct thought of Wilben in this moment.
Let's be real, there is totally
There,
a direct thought
it
of Wilben.
isn't.
I
There
Be
is
completely honest.
I don't mean to imply that that Tyrael has any intent. Like, I'm not trying to push any intent onto Tyrael that she does not have. I'm only saying that the third interest that Tyrael has is abundant to Varus, and it, however he chooses to juxtapose that with the events of earlier, is up to him.
Well, if you don't mind, I would like to do some research on this as well. If I could hold on to it for just a little longer, and then maybe, if the chance is given, we could even split it 50-50.
Well, just tell me when you're going to research this and I will assist you in the process. I am overly curious what exactly this is, and I'll hand the bottle back to him.
Will do then.
You seem to know a thing or two about hunting in nature, so perhaps the two of us can get together can figure out exactly what this is.
Aye. And if it's paralysis, then coating some arrowheads with that would be extremely useful.
I follow Varys downstairs.
When they leave, I like to look at her body and kind of just see if there's missed anything.
Make an investigation roll, Gills. And while you're making that roll, what is Kaji doing, Eli?
I'm just kind of looking around to see if anything sticks out, like any sort of like evidence that someone else is in here, or like that. I guess just kind of looking around the room, if anything, just like again sticks out, and see if I can kind of piece together what happened.
Okay, then both of you give me investigation rolls.
I got 17. And as I look at her body, I also try to
17.
see if there's any signs of attack.
I got a
Struggle.
19.
A 19. And a 17. Those are great rolls.
I know.
Gills, your intention, your focus is more on Carlotta herself. What is it that you said you were trying to glean?
I want to see if there's anything to her that may just either prove of interest in the situation, any signs, that she did of the attack, anything out of the ordinary.
So what I would say is something out of the ordinary. Clearly she was attacked. Let me rephrase that. It is clear that she has been killed either by someone else or by her own doing. But the presence of the paralysis salve tells you that at some point either she or someone else didn't want her to be able to move. So that begs the question of which came first, the paralysis or the poisoning. And while you can't glean which of those two came first just from looking at her, what you do notice that is out of the ordinary is that when Varus removed the necklace from around her neck, the one that she was wearing the first, when they came in here, he didn't notice that she is wearing all of her day clothes in the bed, which is a little peculiar. There's no sign of any physical harm that was done to her besides the poison that acted inside her body and the paralysis that was smeared over her forehead. So if someone put her in this position, they must have forced her into the bed, and they must have done so essentially, it is unlikely that she was already laying here and was attacked, because she is not in her bedgown. You see what I'm saying?
Yes. Is she not like sleeping in a comfortable position? Is she like?
No. In fact, when she was found and the paralysis was removed, she was in she was petrified in a state of total fear.
Oh wow.
Aji, as your focus is more on trying to find proof of whoever might have done this, with a 19, it is difficult now to look for sort of tracks and such on the floor, any sign of like someone who might have been moving around, because now all of you have trampled around on these floors. What you do notice is that the door to the balcony is completely sealed from the inside. If someone made their escape, it is not possible that they could have done it from here, which leads you to believe that if someone was in here, they waltzed in and out of the front door, and that would be your only lead.
I can't tell Kaji what I found. Kaji, do you know who it is who could have done this to her?
I'm not sure. I didn't come into the herbalist shop earlier. I'm not sure if there was anyone else in here. We should probably ask. Do I know who like got the quest from her? Like who was in the herbalist shop?
Yes.
Okay.
It was discussed before you guys ventured out of the city that Mayanzel, Varus, and Wilben were the three who met Carlotta on Guyven's request.
Okay. We should probably ask Mainzel or Wilben about whether or not there's anybody else in here when they talked to her earlier.
We should.
This
This is worrying. Someone went to great lengths to pretend this was suicide.
Yeah, this door right here I noticed is completely sealed. So if somebody did make their escape or enter into this place to kill her, they didn't come through the balcony.
We'll have to see and ask around if anyone else was seen entering this building.
Yeah. What do you think we should do about the about Carlotta?
I don't know what we can do. I mean, we have a brother downstairs. How are we gonna tell him?
I don't know. I don't know. He is something clearly very bad happened to him. I'm not sure what kind of thought he's capable of as of now, but I imagine he's not gonna. If he can still comprehend grief, I imagine he'll still feel that a lot. I'm not sure if we should just leave her here.
What do you want to do with her?
Carson, is there like a I guess a backyard to this place?
There is not.
Okay.
There are very few properties in this district of the city that don't extend beyond 4 walls.
Okay.
You want to try burning her under the floorboards?
I'm not sure how that would look if anybody came knocking on her door.
Well, I go over to her and I took her back in bed and I roll her to her side and make it put the blanket back over her face. At least it will look a bit more decent.
Yeah.
Well, let's go. What they're saying to the brother.
Gills, give me a stealth roll.
I got 10.
Noted. Continue.
Kind of look back, just like said that we couldn't save her. I just kind of keep going.
Hold up a sec, Marco. Chill. Don't you, Kaj?
Sorry. Oh, it's the stealth check
Wilben.
for.
Wilben, you enter to find a gloomy atmosphere. Galorp waiting patiently next to Mainzel, who has a mandrake wrapped around his leg, and most strangely, the most expressive person in the room is the one with no face at all. Jory stands at the bottom of the stairs, his his eyes dangling from his brain, locked on to the staircase, and he is waiting the way a loved one would when someone they care deeply about is like in the hospital room and he's in the waiting room and he's just waiting for good news or any news at all at the bottom of the steps, and he does not look at you as you come in.
Linezo, where is everybody?
They're all upstairs.
Why?
They're looking for for Carlotta.
That's weird. Also, you have something on your leg?
Yeah, it seems to be hopefully temporary, but not too sure.
Sounds fun.
As we're walking down the stairs, I put like an arm in front of him, in front of Varys to like stop him from finishing going down, and I say, "I should probably be the one to say something. I'm the one that didn't save her."
As you wish, then.
And I motion for him to give me the what was it? The necklace that she had.
I hand it over.
When we came inside, we went upstairs, as you saw, and your sister was up there. She had been poisoned. And we attempted to save her. The only thing that we thought we could do was puncture a hole in her neck so that she could breathe because she was choking on the poison. I'm the one that attempted to made the hole, and I was unsuccessful. If you can understand this, I'm sorry. And I hold out the pendant for him to grab.
Dory watches on, his eyes fixed on Tyrael and then the necklace, unblinking. Give me a persuasion roll, Tyrael, with disadvantage.
Persuasion, you said?
Mm-hmm.
12. Oh no, sorry. Disadvantage. What was the first one? I don't remember. Eli, did you
4.
see it? A 4. So 2.
Oh, fuck.
2. Jory, his knuckles tighten around the axe at his side. This is going to be a dexterity saving throw from you, Tyrael.
Oh, God.
Okay.
How the tables turn.
Is there a particular number that I'm trying to hit? Or am I just rolling?
I don't like to reveal DCs. It gives away the game.
Okay then. 10.
Um. Tyrael, you are not quick enough to pull away as Jory swings the axe up and then down against the necklace. The rusted, broken blade of the axe he's swinging grazes the fingers of your hand as he brings it down with so much force that the necklace shatters into at least 15 pieces and scatters around the ground behind you. Jory doesn't seem to become receptive of the damage that he's done to you as you are taken a step back from the pain. He turns and his gaze becomes fixated on the corner of the room. He lumbers over, his body knocking into the shelves, knocking things off of them as he goes, and he flings open the cabinet that some of you would remember Carlotta looked in for research notes when she was worried about Jory, and he begins bringing both of his axes fiercely down against the cabinet. Doom, doom. The axe is embedding in the wood and cracking and breaking the cabinet. How does Tyrael react to what has just happened?
I think I like stumble up the stairs and say, "Shit." And then I look around and notice that we're in a herbalist shop, and then immediately try to find something that will make it so that there's no, like, to fix my hands, basically.
Give me an investigation roll.
Okay. That would be a 13.
13. You're searching the shop. If you'd like to take something off of the shelf that you gleam as a sedative, you may at your own risk, but you are unable to identify any specific sort of alchemical ingredients here that might be able to help you in this exact moment.
Then yeah, I'll take what I hope is a sedative.
Okay. Do me a favor and lower your condition.
Oh, shit.
And it will not require a roll for you to use what you find to numb the pain of this wound. But it will be severely painful in the at least in the initial application.
Are there any... Sorry. Are there any, like, bandages or something that I can just wrap it up with?
Not here.
Okay.
Not in this place.
Now, are my hands, like, bleeding, though?
The skin on the top of your middle 3 fingers has been slashed and you are bleeding. Not profusely, but you are bleeding. As Jory goes to town on this cabinet, anyone who might be watching him would see that his axe breaks into a false bottom of the drawer that Carlotta had opened, and from it rolls out a glistening object.
What is that?
Jory, ears he does not. You know not of how he hears. You know that he does, but he does not. You know that it is not his lack of ears that is him not hearing you. It is his lack of interest. You speak the words, "What is that?" in the same moment that he raises both of his axes and brings them down on the object as hard as possible. And you hear a crack and a blinding light streams from the object. Blindfold.